Tonight's story takes us into the heart of the fight game, where rivalries, legacies, and raw emotion collide. At the center of it all, two of the biggest names in combat sports, Terence "Bud" Crawford and Ilia Topuria. What began as playful banter has snowballed into a feud that now feels personal, and it's drawing in fans from both boxing and MMA. Crawford, the undefeated boxing superstar, casually brushed off Topuria by claiming he didn't even know who he was. But Topuria, the fiery UFC lightweight champion, wasn't about to let that slide. He fired back, reminding Crawford that he had in fact wished him good luck in the past, and then promised that one day it wouldn't just be Crawford's memory failing him, it would be his chin. For Topuria, this wasn't just about a simple slight. It was about respect, pride, and the crossover dream that could unite two fan bases in one massive fight. Topuria didn't stop there. He posted receipts, clips of Crawford himself admitting that he knew who Ilia was, only to dismiss him with insults. To Topuria, that was proof enough that Crawford was downplaying him intentionally. And like a spark in dry grass, the situation caught fire. Soon, analysts, fighters, and fans were weighing in. UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier argued that if Topuria really wants this fight to happen, he should keep mentioning Crawford's name relentlessly, just as Conor McGregor once did with Floyd Mayweather. After all, McGregor's persistence made the money fight real, and it shattered pay-per-view records. Could history repeat itself with Topuria? That's the question many are starting to ask. Even boxing's rising stars have chimed in. Shocker Stevenson claimed Crawford could beat Topuria not just in the boxing ring but even inside the octagon. He pointed to Crawford's wrestling background and his ability to handle real grapplers in training. In Stevenson's eyes, Bud Crawford is built different, longer reach, more size, and fight IQ that transcends sports. He went as far as to say he wouldn't be surprised if Crawford knocked Topuria out cold or even choked him unconscious in an MMA fight. Those words lit the debate on fire. Fans and pundits couldn't help but imagine the spectacle. Crawford, one of the best boxers of his generation, against Topuria, the hottest property in the UFC, and here's the reality: if it ever happened, it would be a blockbuster. Not because of rankings or titles, but because two massive fan bases would collide. Boxing loyalists would rally behind Crawford, while MMA diehards would scream for Topuria. The crossover energy is undeniable. And with Dana White already having done business with Crawford, the path, while complicated, is not impossible. Whether or not Crawford would ever lower himself to fight a UFC champion in his prime is another story. But in the chaos of combat sports, the door is never truly closed. Topuria has proven time and time again that he understands the business of fighting just as much as the art of it. He has swagger, confidence, and a knack for grabbing headlines. Some fans eat it up, calling him the next big star. Others criticize him, claiming he's copying the McGregor blueprint a little too closely. That criticism has even evolved into what fans are now calling the McGregor cycle. The theory lays out 11 steps. Dominate fights. Beat a legend for the belt, become the company's face. Capture a second title, then call out a boxer. After that, the cycle turns dark, losing to that boxer, tapping to a Dagestani wrestler, battling injuries, and fading from the sport before making a bizarre attempt at politics. According to fans, Topuria is at step 5, the boxer collapsed. Whether or not the rest of the prophecy comes true remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: he knows how to keep the spotlight firmly on himself. But combat sports isn't just about hype and rivalry, it's also about humanity. This week, at Dana White's Contender Series, the UFC world witnessed one of its most emotional moments. Jesus Sosa stepped into the octagon just one day after losing his father to cancer. The grief was still raw, the pain written across his face. Sosa fought through it with courage that words can barely capture. He won his fight, and afterward, Dana White couldn't hold back his admiration. He spoke about how cruel life can be, and how remarkable it was that Sosa not only stepped into the cage, but performed at the highest level under such circumstances. Dana rewarded him with a UFC contract on the spot, but he also gave Sosa something rare: a personal note. Be the reason your last name means something one day, it read. That note went viral, capturing hearts everywhere. It was a reminder that beyond the knockouts, beyond the belts, fighting is about resilience. About carrying stories that transcend the cage. Meanwhile, the legend of Khabib Nurmagomedov continues even in retirement. Though the Eagle has hung up his gloves, he has returned to the gym, coaching his brothers-in-arms, Islam Makhachev and Usman Nurmagomedov. Yet even as a coach, he can't resist the urge to grapple. Footage showed him effortlessly mauling training partners, reminding everyone why he was one of the most dominant fighters to ever step foot in the octagon. Khabib has always said that coaching is his true passion, and now guiding the next generation. He carries forward the legacy of discipline, humility, and dominance that defined his career. But the UFC isn't just focusing on the cage, it's aiming higher than ever before. Dana White revealed jaw-dropping details about the upcoming UFC White House card. Set for July 4th, 2026, and at the heart of it, Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. Dana confirmed he's been talking non-stop with McGregor, who insists he's serious, training, and ready for a massive return. McGregor even stoked the fire by posting a throwback clip of his victory over Eddie Alvarez with the caption, "It's only the beginning." The event itself will be historic. With a stage built to showcase the White House as a backdrop, the Washington Monument standing tall on the other side, and 85,000 fans expected to fill the park connected to the White House. Add concerts, UFC X fan events, and a week-long takeover of Washington, D.C., and you have the most ambitious card the UFC has ever put together elsewhere. The lighter side of Fight Week came from fan favorite Morab Dvalishvili, who brought laughs with his playful food skit featuring traditional Georgian cuisine. Breaking bread, literally, Morab shared his love for his culture in a moment that reminded fans why they adore him. In a sport built on violence and intensity, these glimpses of humor and humanity are what keep fighters our elite. So here we are, rivalries flaring, legends returning, new stars rising, and once-in-a-lifetime events being planned. The Crawford vs. Topuria feud shows how fragile egos can ignite into potential megafights. The McGregor comeback hints at a spectacle unlike anything we've seen. The story of Hasher Sosa proves that fighting is about heart as much as fists. And the presence of Khabib reminds us that greatness never really leaves. It simply evolves into mentorship. This is the fight game. It's unpredictable and emotional, chaotic and inspiring. Every week brings a new twist, a new grudge, a new hero. And fans wouldn't have it any other way. So now, fight fans, it's your turn. What do you think about the Crawford-Topuria rivalry? Could it really become the next Mayweather-McGregor? And what about McGregor's return at the White House card? Do you think he can still deliver on the biggest stage? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's get the debate going.